Namaste, dear students. First of all, I want to welcome you to our English class of grade 8. I hope you are fine. Good. And today we are going to begin Unit 19. So, can you tell me what is there in Unit 19? Alright, we have again two reading texts, okay? And today we are going to begin the first reading text. So for this one, you have to tell me what might be the title of our reading one. Oh, don't worry, we are going to know about it, okay? So for that one, first of all, I want to ask you a few questions. So for this, you have to be ready to answer me, and we are going to discuss the things given on the getting started. So can you see getting started here? Good. Now, on the getting started, you can see the instruction there. So what is the instruction? All of you read it now. You can read. Yes, you are right. Look at the pictures and report what these people are saying. Now, I am going to show you the pictures, okay? Now, you can see here are two persons, okay? Maybe getting vaccinated. And you can see here's a school boy, and here you can see like people walking together, and here's a lady, and here you can see what they are saying, okay? So in the first one, this will sting a little bit, while getting injected, vaccinated, then we feel a kind of pain, just a type of pain. That is what we call sting here. When insect, bites us, that is sting, and here injection also. So this will sting a little bit. And here the boy says, I will not come to school tomorrow. And here, my name is Nirman, what's your name? And the last one is, there will be no English class tomorrow. Okay? Now, according to the instruction, see, we have looked at the pictures and report what these people are saying. And here people have said something. Okay? Now, our job is to report it to someone else. For example, if I ask you to report this one, this will sting a little bit. How do you report it to me? For example, this is said to you by this person, okay? Now I ask you what he said. Now you have to report it to me. You have to tell it to me. Now how can you say? Can you tell me now? Yes, simply you can say that would sting a little bit. Good job. What is it? That would sting a little bit. Yes, you are right. This is changed into that, and will is changed into would, You have done a great job. Likewise here, the schoolboy says, I will not come to school tomorrow. So how do you report it to me? This boy says to you. Now you have to report it to me. How do you say? Yes, you can say, he said that he would not. See, I means who? Not you, this boy, okay? So I is changed into he, because this boy is male, and will is changed into would. The boy said he would not come to school. Now tomorrow should be changed into the next day or the following day. Good job, okay? Now next one is, my name is Nirman. What does he say? Now you can say that he said that his name was Nirman, okay? He said that his name was Nirman. Good job. What's your name? How do you report this question? You can say that he asked me what his name was. For example, this question was asked to him, So he asked him what his name was. Okay. Now here the question form should be changed into statement form, and we have to change the tense. It is in simple present tense, and it should be changed into simple past, like reported speech, we have to report, okay? Now here, there will be no English class tomorrow. So how do you report it to me? How do you? Yes, you are right again. You can say that there would be no English class the next day or the following day, okay? This is how you have to report. Is it clear to you? You might have learnt about reported speech to change from direct to indirect and indirect to direct speech. Okay, this is what here. Now after this, we are going to begin reading 1, and there is a text under it So to know about the text, first of all, I want to ask you a few questions. Now, read this instruction. Yes, answer these questions. And the questions for you are, where do birds make their nest? Now, can you tell me, where do birds make their home or nest, you can say? Oh, yes, you have a good idea, They build their houses, or you can say nest, on a tree, on a tree. That's good. Next question. Do you think our surroundings play a role in shaping who we are? So have you understood this question? For example, if we are in a good society, or sometimes people may say that not good society, does that play a role to shape ourselves, who we are? What do you think? Yes, definitely, So if we are in good company, we become a good person. If we are not in a good company, then we cannot be a good person. Okay, you are right. This is what. So, discussing these two questions and answers, can you tell me what may be the text about? Oh, wonderful. See? Now, here's a story, and the title of the story is A Tale of Two Birds. So, do you know the meaning of tale? T-A-L-E, tale? Yes, it means a story, and that gives us a moral lesson, and generally in short form. Okay? A Tale of Two Birds. Now, it means that here's a story of two birds. So, you can see the picture here also. And dear students, it is our reading activity. We have to improve our reading skill. We have to improve our comprehension skill, That's why you have to read the text together with me, okay? Now, I want to read it for you first. You just listen to me and then you read this first paragraph. And rest of the paragraphs, we will read together, okay? Good? All right. Now, let's begin. A Tale of Two Birds. Once upon a time, there lived a bird and her two newly hatched nestlings in a forest. They had a nest in a tall, shady tree where the mother bird took care of her little ones day and night. So you can find a kind of setting in the beginning of the story. So I just want to ask you a questions, but before that, you have to read it once. Now, all of you read it. Good. Now you can tell me, who are the characters in this story? Can you tell me? Yes, you are right. Birds. See, birds are the characters. How many birds are here? Now, good job. There lived a bird. See, one bird, and her two newly hatched nestlings means three birds. Okay. So can you tell me what's the relationship between these birds? Good job. Here a bird means mother bird and her means mother sea. A mother bird and two newly hatched nestlings means her small babies. Okay. Nestlings means these small babies which cannot fly and source food for themselves. Okay. Now, where is their nest? You can find. They had a nest their nest is in a tall, shady tree where the mother bird. And then what did the mother bird do here? Yes, you are right again. The mother bird took care of her little ones day and night, as our mother does for us, She takes care of day and night every time, And here also, the mother bird does the same thing for her babies. Is it clear to you, this paragraph? Good job. Now, after this one, you can tell me the meaning of the word nestlings. I think you can tell it to me very clearly. What does it mean, nestlings? How do you pronounce? Nestlings. Good. And it means, you are right, birds that are too young to leave their nest because their wings are not matured enough to fly. They cannot flap it, okay? So they just remain in the nest and mother has to source food for them and she has to feed, okay? Now, after this again, we have another paragraph and you also read with me together and then we will discuss. Let's start. One day, there was a big storm. There was thunder, lightning and rain. The wind blew down many trees. the tall tree in which the birds lived also fell down. A big heavy branch hit the nest and killed the mother bird. Fortunately, the nestlings were not killed, but the strong wind blew them away to the other side of the forest. One of them came down near a cave where a gang of robbers lived. The other landed outside a hermitage where an old cultured hermit resided. Both places were close to each other. Now, you have read very well. Now, it's time for discussion. Okay? What things are, what information given there in this paragraph. So, what happens? See, the mother bird, the nestlings are living in their nest. But at the same time, what happens there? Yes, you are right. See, one day there was a big storm. Do you know the meaning of a storm? Yes, it's a moving air, and if it is very forcefully moving, that can destroy, that is what we call storm. All right. And there was thunder, the sound of sky, godang gurung, and lightning, flashing lights from the sky, and rain. See, it means how many things happened there? Storm, thundering, lightning, and raining together. All right. It's a very difficult situation for the birds. Next, then the wind blew down many trees, and because of storm, the wind was very forceful one, and that pushed the trees, and many trees fell down. Are you clear up to here? Good. Then the tall tree in which the birds lived also fell down. See, what a sad moment for the bird. What happened there? Their nest was on a tall tree, and because of the storm, because of this wind, this tree was also broken. Okay, this tree was also fallen down. And what happened there? When the tree fallen down, at that time, one of the heavy branches of the tree here hit the nest. One of the branches hit the nest of those birds and killed the mother bird. See, what a tragedy, what a sad moment for the nestlings, because they lost their mother. All right. Fortunately, but another part, it's a matter of luckiness for those small birds. What happened there? Because they were not killed. Only their mother was killed because a heavy branch hit. Okay. But the baby birds were not killed, but the strong wind blew them away to the other side of the forest. Now, what happened there? They were not killed, but they were taken to another side of the forest because of the force of the wind. Is it clear up to here, dear students? Good. Then, one of them, two nestlings were there, weren't there? Yes. So, one of them came down near a cave, and there was a cave in the forest also, where a gang of robbers lived. Do you know the meaning of robbers? Oh, robbers means a person who tries to steal, who tries to, rob people, okay? Taking something forcefully from the people. And there was a cave where a gang of robbers, a group of robbers lived there, and one of the nestlings reached that side, okay? And another nestling, another baby bird reached towards, or you can say at the outside of a hermitage. Do you know the meaning of hermitage? Means it's a small hut type of house where a hermit lives. Do you know the meaning of hermit? Hermit means a person who is holy and who tries to devote himself or herself to God, And here where an old cultured, that person has very good manners, good behaviors, and he lived there. Hermit lived there, okay? Like you can understand as Rishi. Both places were close to each other. Now, both places means, what are the places here? Yes, you have understood it. One place means that the cave, see, the cave where a gang of robbers lived. And another place was, you can say, hermitage, where an old cultured hermit lived. Is it clear? Good. Now, I think you might have already written the meanings of these words. Thunder. What does it mean? Thunder. How do you pronounce? Thunder. So it means a loud rumbling or crashing noise heard after a lightning flash due to the expansion of rapidly heated air. We get it from the sky. Okay. Next one, robbers means persons who commits robbery, means stealing, robbing forcefully from the people, showing different weapons, even they will be ready to kill the persons also. Now, next one is that hermitage. What does it mean? The dwelling means living of a hermit, especially when small and remote. The house is very small and that is not in city, okay? Very remote part of the country here. And here you can find near the forest, other side of the forest. Then next one is that resided. R-E-S-I-D-D, resided. What does it mean? Yes, you have already got it. The hermit lived there, resided. All right? Clear? Have you written these words and meanings in your notebook? Good job. After this, again, to continue our study, we have to read it. All of you, start now. Days passed and the nestlings became big birds. One day, the king of the country came to the forest for hunting. He saw a deer and rode after it. It ran deep into the forest, followed by the king. Soon, the king lost his way. He could not come out of the forest because he did not know where he was. First of all, let's discuss the information given in this paragraph. Then what happened? Day by day, slowly, the nestlings, the baby birds started growing, and they became big birds. Is it clear? Good. Then one day in the same forest, one person came there. So who was that person? Yes, you are right. That person was the king of the country. And why did he come to that forest? Oh yes, you are right again. Here see, for hunting, to kill the animals, And while he was riding his horse through the forest, what did he see there? Good job. He saw a deer. And then what did he do? He followed the deer. He rode means past form of ride of his horse, So he rode his horse and started following the deer. For why? For what? To kill, okay? It ran deep. It means what? The deer went inside the forest. Or you can understand, the deer ran into the dense part of the forest. And the king was also following it. But what happened after this one? The king lost his way because the king did not know the way, because the forest was very dense, and the deer went somewhere there and the king could not find the deer. Not only that much, the king could not come out of the forest because he did not know where he was. Is it clear up to here? Good. Then again read this paragraph with me together. He rode on for a long time till he came to the other side of the forest. It means that he rode his horse and he moved ahead for a long time, and while he was riding for a long time, then he came to the other side of the forest. And because of riding for a long time, the king was tired, very tired. He got off his horse, means he came down from his horse and sat down under a tree that stood near a cave. And then he just came down from the horse, and then he sat down under a tree just to get shade because he was tired, because he rode his horse for a long time. And he reached near a cave. And who were there near a cave? Yes, you are right. The robbers, a gang of robbers were there. And at the same time, there was a bird. When the tree fell down, when the blue pushed the nestlings, one nestling reached near the cave and another nestling, another baby bird, reached near the hermitage. Okay. Now suddenly he heard a voice cry out, and then while the king was sitting under the tree, at that time he heard a voice, and the voice said, "Quick, hurry up, there's someone under the tree. Come and take his jewels and his horse." Now there was a sound, and that sound was calling to someone, and the sound said that the king had jewels, very valuable things, gorgohanaru, and at the same time that sound was saying to take his horse also. See, hurry up or else he will slip away. And the sound was saying that, hey, come out quickly and take the jewels and horse of him, otherwise he could run away. The sound was saying like this one. The king was amazed, and when the king heard this voice, at that time the king was surprised, okay? He was amazed. He looked up and saw a big brown bird on the tree under which he was sitting. And when the king looked at the tree, just above him, he saw there was a brown bird, and that was the baby bird. And the baby bird reached there because of the storm, and now growing up, and it could speak like that one. Isn't it interesting? Yes, very interesting. And the wicked bird said to the king, now the bird again said, the bird was bad because he was in the company of the robbers. Okay, understand? The wicked means bad. The bird was bad. Why? Because he got the behavior, because the bird was in the company of the robbers. Okay. Where are you going? He also heard faint noises issuing from the cave, and again from the cave there came a noise, there came a voice, and that was also saying, okay. He quickly got onto his horse and rode away as fast as he could. And when the king noticed that there would be something danger, and because of this reason, the king again got onto the horse and he started riding his horse to run away from there. Is it clear, all of you? Oh yes, good job. Now here, wicked, what does it mean? Wicked means evil or morally wrong. All right. Now issuing means supplying or coming, sound coming from the cave. And the king thought that there would be a kind of danger for him. All right. Is it interesting to you? Yes. Now some more paragraphs we have. Let's read it again together. One of the robbers saw the king and said, so from the cave, one of the robbers, Dakaharu, one of the Daka looked at the king, saw the king and asked, said here, stop, where are you? Or I will kill you with my sword. See, in this way, the robber said, hey, you, stop here. Otherwise, I will kill with my sword, Torbarle. Okay. The king was brave. He stopped and picked up his bow, took an arrow and targeted the robber. And the king was also very brave. Then he stopped there. Then he took out his arrow and bow, Dhanuban. Okay, he took it out and then he targeted to hit the robber. The king said, come and fight with me. See, the king was brave and he said, come and fight with me. Are you ready? The king said so. Then the robber went into the forest to call his gang, and there were many other robbers. That's why the robber went to his group, gang, and called other robbers to fight with the king. Since the robbers were more in number, the king decided not to mess with them. He rode swiftly away, and the king thought that it would be very dangerous for him because there were many robbers. Okay, the number of robbers, let's say, was more, and due to that reason, he did not like to fight. That's why he got onto his horse and then he started riding away from that place so that he could be safe from the robbers. Now next paragraph. Soon the king reached a safe place. It was a tranquil place, and after riding, then the king reached another place again. Okay, and that place was very peaceful, tranquil place, very peaceful. So can you guess what might be the place here? Oh yes, your guess is very right one. See, the place of hermit, where hermitage was there. The surroundings were beautiful. Okay, the surroundings were beautiful. There was a hermitage. See, another bird was there near the hermitage. The king tied his horse to a tree and sat down in its shade. And like the previous place, here also the king tied his horse there and he sat under a tree because he was tired and he thought that he would be out of danger, so he sat down in its shade under the tree. Suddenly, he heard a gentle voice announce. See, previously he heard a kind of rude voice, come and take his jewels and horse, but here he heard a very sweet voice, gentle voice, okay, and that voice was saying something there. So what was saying here? Welcome to the hermitage, sir. Wow, see, you can compare the first bird sound and this sound. Welcome to the hermitage, sir. Please go inside and rest. The hermit will be back soon. Very nice sound. Very good voice, very polite voice. There's some cold water in the pot. Oh, another thing. See, the voice thinks that the king was very tired, and then offering there, let's say, cold water. Some cold water in the pot. Please make yourself comfortable. The king looked up and saw a big brown bird in the tree. So like the previous one, here also the king looked up, and just above him on the same tree, there was another brown big bird, and the bird was speaking like this. See, the first brown bird spoke rudely and he curled the rubbers. But here, this brown big bird spoke very gently and saying that the hermit would be back soon, and the king could make himself very comfortable. He could take cold water and he could go inside the hermitage and take rest there. See, isn't it interesting? Yes, it's very interesting. And he was amazed. The king was amazed. One bird said so, and this bird said so, This one looks like the other bird outside the cave, he said to himself aloud. And the king spoke himself, and he said to himself, this one looks like the other bird outside the cave. Agin cave agadiko jastai chara cha ta. The king thought like this one. Okay. Now, so here tranquil means peaceful. All right, peaceful. Now you can see. Again, read with me. You are right, sir, said the king bird. He is my brother, but he has made friends with robbers. Now the bird said, yes, you are right, sir. He is my brother. I am his brother, But what is the difference here? He has made friends with robbers. He now talks as they do. See, it means that company. So if we make good friends, we become good. If we make bad friends, we become bad. And the first bird is in the friendship with the robbers. That's why he spoke like the robbers here. The brother is clarifying. Okay. He now talks as they do. He doesn't talk to me anymore. And even that bird does not like to talk to his brother, Just then the hermit entered the hermitage. And while the bird was saying like this one, at the same time the hermit, the holy man, came there and he got inside the hermitage, or you can say his house. Welcome, sir, the hermit said to the king, and the hermit also said the same thing. Please come inside and make yourself comfortable. You look tired. Rest for a while, then you can share my food. See, this type of behavior was seen by this bird, and that is why the bird also showed the same behavior to the king. But the previous bird got bad behaviors by the robbers, from the robbers, and he also showed the same behaviors here. Are you understanding? Good. Now after this, the king told the hermit the story of the two birds and how each had behaved differently through they looked so alike. The forest is full of surprises, he said. The holy man smiled and said to the king, after all, one is known by the company one keeps. Now here company means you have to understand sangat, okay? What type of हामीले जस्तो संगत गर्यौं त्यस्तै हुन्छ. So you can compare between the first and the second bird, all right? And the king also saying the same thing, and the hermit also says the same thing here. That bird has always heard the talk of robbers. He imitates them and talks about robbing people. This one has repeated what he has always heard. He welcomes people to the hermitage. Now come inside and rest. I will tell you more about this place and these birds. And the hermit says these things about. So if we have good company, we become good. If we have bad company, we become bad. Sangat anusarko, sangat gunako, people say in our society, And here also, two different birds. They are brothers, but they get different companies, okay? One get bad company of the robbers, and another gets, let's say, good company of the hermit, So now here, company means simply you can understand as friendship. Now, imitates means to copy the speech or behavior, etc. of someone or something. For example, if we say Gopi Krishna ko, so the parrot also says the same thing. This is imitate, to copy, So have you understood this story? Oh yes, good job. Now after this one, we are going to do the comprehension task based on this story. So for this one, you have to be active, okay? Now our first task is find the words from the text that have the following meanings. Now here the meanings are given and you have to find out the words from the story and supply correctly. Okay. So A, I think while I am reading you can do because you have understood all the words and meanings here in the story. A, young birds that have not yet learned to fly. So what is the word you just supply? I think you might have already supplied. Haven't you? Good. Next, evil or morally wrong. What is the word? I think you might have got it. Next, peaceful. Have you got the word? Good. Then 4, the dwelling of a hermit, the house, a small house, Next, a person living in solitude as a religious disciple. So what is it? Religious, holy person. Next one, someone who steals money or property. Oh, you have already supplied. Good. And copy the way a person speaks or behaves. Now, you can check with me. It starts with N, that is nestlings. Good job. Here, it starts with W. So, what's the word? Wicked. Next one, peaceful. It starts with T, alphabet T, that is tranquil. Next one, the dwelling of a hermit. It starts with H, hermitage. A person living in solitude as a religious disciple. Again, it starts with H, hermit. Next one, someone who steals money or property starts with R. So what's the word? Robber. And the last one is copy the way. Yes, imitate. I-M-I-T-A-T. Now another task. Put the following events of the story in the correct order. Now I just want to read and then you just write number after each sentence and later in your free time you can write in your proper order. Okay. The tall tree in which the birds had their nest fell down. The mother bird was killed. However, the nestlings survived. A bird and its 2 nestlings lived in a forest. The other nestling lived near a hermitage. The bird welcomed the king and requested him to be comfortable at the hermitage. The hermit told the king that one was known by the company one kept. The robbers were informed by a brown bird about the arrival of the king. So, have you already marked the number? Whether it is right or wrong, you check with me. This sentence should be in the first, you can find in the second paragraph, or you can find in the first paragraph. See, then you can find this event. Now this event. Are you right? Good. Yes. Then, all right. Now, good. The last one is, the hermit told the king that one was known by the company one kept. Jasto sangat payo, stay huncha. The hermit said. Now, if you write these sentences in a correct order, it becomes like this one. A bird and its 2 nestlings lived in a forest. The tall tree in which the birds had their nest fell down because of the storm, wind, The mother bird was killed. However, the nestlings survived, not killed, okay, fortunately. The other nestling lived near a hermitage. The robbers were informed by a brown bird about the arrival of the king. The bird welcomed the king and requested him to be comfortable at the hermitage. And then the hermit told the king that one was known by the company one kept. Is this the correct order? Yes, you are right. Now after this, the last task we have to do, answer the following question. What caused the tall tree to fall down? You can find in this paragraph from this line, okay? See, big storm, or you can write down the wind. So your answer can be a big storm or the wind, okay? Next, where were the nestlings blown to? Now you can find answer in this line. See, answers are here. So your answer can be the other side of the forest, and if you want to elaborate your answer, you can write down one near a cave where a gang of robbers lived, and another outside a hermitage where an old cultured hermit resided. Okay. Now, was the king able to catch the deer? How do you know? You can find answer here in this line, All right. See. So what should be your answer? He saw a deer and rode after it. It ran deep into the forest, followed by the king. Soon the king lost his way. He could not come out of the forest because he did not know where he was. So what should be your answer? Yes or no? Yes, no. because he lost his way and could not come out of the forest. He could not see their deer also because it ran into the deep part of the forest. Next, why do you think the brown bird informed the robbers about the arrival of the king? You can find your answer here. Alright? See, he is my brother, but he has made friends with robbers. He now talks as they do. He does not talk to me. Now here, answer is because it started talking like them, like robbers, and it copied the behaviors of the robbers. Okay? Next one, why did the king not fight with the robbers gang? You can find answer here. See in this paragraph. Okay. Since the robbers were more in number, the king decided not to mess with them. He rode swiftly away because the robbers were more in number and the king thought that it would be danger for him. Is it clear to you? Now we have come to the end of our today's class. So before wrapping up our class, one task for you that you have to do at your home in your free time. So one is known by the company one keeps. Do you agree with this statement? हामीले जस्तो संगत गर्यौं त्यस्तै हुन्छौं. Do you agree with this statement or not? So you just discuss and you give your ideas to your teacher and to your friends in your class. Okay? So dear students, now we have come to the end of our today's class. I hope you might have enjoyed and understood the lesson very well. Please read it once again at your home and don't forget to do all the comprehension tasks. It's all for today. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye.